Now, Ralph, on the other hand, he comes to us from a different background. He has owned an Allstate agency for a long time. I won't tell how long because that's going to tell how old Ralph is. Ralph looks 28, but at any rate, he has really developed the idea of using a power phrase to create a word picture. And the reason you use word pictures is you want to say 10,000 words in 2 sentences.
Yeah.
And some of these power phrases Ralph's going to share with us, and examples will do that. Ralph, why don't you kind of share how you use these and some of the examples that you use?
Wow. First of all, I want to say thank you so much for the invite. I tell you what, today is my birthday, and think I am 28.
Happy birthday, my man.
But it's such a great honor and a privilege to be on the same call with Alex Abuyuan and Dick Sylvester. I tell you, it is truly an honor. I am grateful, I am appreciative, and I'm thankful. And guys, I tell you something. I know there are a lot of new people on the call today, so hopefully there's been a lot of things that has been said that can cause you to help a lot of people. But I just can't help but getting here. This one thing I hear over and over is listen, listen, listen. If you take one thing from this call today, guys, it's the power of listening, the principle of listening. And I'm going to share a book with you that I'm reading for the second time now that will help you in that area of listening. And the title of the book is Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. And it's all small stuff. And it's by Richard Carlson. Go out and get that book, and I'll just share something with you, and hopefully this will make you go buy the book. And it's this. Essentially, seek first to understand. That implies you become more interested in understanding others and less in having others understand you. It means mastering the idea that if you want quality, fulfilling communication that is nourishing to you and others, then understanding others must come first. When you understand where people are coming from, what they're trying to say, what's important to them, and so forth, being understood flows naturally. It falls into place with virtually no effort. When you reverse this process, however, which means that most of us do it all of the time, you're putting the cart before the horse. So when you try to be understood before you understand, the effort you exert will be felt by you and the person that you're trying to teach. And that's where the communication begins to break down. So seeking first to understand isn't about who's right or wrong. It's a philosophy of effective communication. And when you practice this method, you'll notice that the people you communicate will feel listened to. They'll feel that they've been heard, and they will feel that they've been understood. So, guys, that's a great book to go out and get. And when you're setting the tone after you've listened to these people, and you really, really have given them your undivided attention, and they know it, and you're ready to make a close, I want to share with you some power phrases that will help you immensely, because it's like Dick said, how you think is key. And that's what we want to do. We want to get them to think out of the box. So, everything that you're going to hear from me, by the way, is a carbon copy, guys. It's not an original, okay? Because I don't want to take credit for any of this stuff. So, guys, understand, it's the system. It's the system. And if you learn the system, and every time we have these phone calls, they're teaching you a system. So if you're brand new on the call today, guys, pay close attention. And we just finished talking about a case where $50 a month or less than $2 a day. Here's how you can close that. So, John, if I hear you correctly, if you're having a tough time getting by on your salary, how well do you think your family will get by without you? Guys, think about that. So he's just broken that premium down where it's very affordable. And so what you're doing at that point, you're causing John to really think that really he is the responsibility of that family. So how would they get along without him? Here's another question that you can ask. John, if you had a machine that made money, you'd insure it, wouldn't you? Well, as far as your family is concerned, John, you are such that machine. Yeah. You take away the machine that cranks out of the money, and what happens to your family? Or, here's another one. You can say, especially if you have a guy that is maybe not in tune to the necessity of life insurance. Here's a way to get him to think. John, you can say I don't need it, but can you say my family won't need it? Wow. Man, I tell you what, guys, and then when you ask a question like that, wait for the response. Have the guts to not open your mouth up until the next person speaks, because you just charged him with some serious thinking. Another one. John, let me ask you a question. How much would your wife sue for if you were killed by the negligence of a large, affluent commercial outfit? And wait for an answer. If he says, well, I'd sue for $1 million. Well, John, if that's what you think you're worth, that's how much life insurance you should have, because you came up with that figure. And wow. Then be quiet. Every time you use a power phrase, wait for the response. Here's one, guys. You can share a statistic with a gentleman or a couple. John and Mary, did you guys know that every 17 minutes, someone buys a life insurance policy who will not live to pay the second premium on the policy?
Do that one again, Ralph.
John and Mary, let me share a statistic with you. Are you aware that every 17 minutes, someone buys a life insurance who will not live to pay the second premium on the policy? Guys, that's powerful.
Wow.
Did you guys know that? Now, think about this, John. Let's bring it to real perspective. Your income is provided for a widow, not by the widow.
Wow.
Guys, I'm telling you something. There's so many things you could do. For an example, here's another guy that knows nothing about life insurance. Wives might not believe in life insurance, but widows always do.
Dude, say that again, my man. That was good stuff.
John, let me share something with you. Wives might not believe in life insurance, but widows always do. And when you say these things, use the tonality that you hear me expressing it now, because it's coming from the heart. And guys, when you get back to the passion that Philip Hudgens talked about, when you listen to his MP3s, when you listen to him talk at conventions, you need to open up your hearts, because I can tell you right now, Dick and Connie, and I know Alex Abuyuan has the passion because I've seen him do it. And that's why they are using the law of attraction to invite all the wonderful people that are coming into their business right now. So guys, now let me share with you a couple more power phrases. Listen to this right here. The worst time for a wife to become a breadwinner is when she becomes a widow. Guys, that's powerful stuff, right?
Wow.
Now, you think about if you're sitting at a table with a husband and a wife, and you say that to both of them, and you just give it a second to dwell, just to let it filter in. Or the only thing worse than a home without a mother is a mother without a home.
Whoa.
Guys, I can tell you right now, if you say these things with passion, trust me, the power phrases will work. Like, for example, losing a father is bad enough, John, but inheriting a part-time mother is worse. Now, guys, I tell you something. Listen to this. The difference between an old man and an elderly gentleman can be income. And that's why we're going to show you the money back guarantee on our policy. Guys, when you want to sell money back, use that phrase right there. Because there aren't a lot of people saving today.
Yeah.
And so that's a powerful phrase. When you say the difference between an old man and an elderly gentleman can be an income. Let me show you our money back guarantee rider. So, just to give you a few more.
Keep going, man.
Especially if you're one-on-one with a husband and you're waiting for the wife to come in and you're talking conversation. John, did you know that the most valuable asset that a father can leave his children is a mother's time? Read that in a book a couple of weeks ago.
Wow.
That's powerful stuff, man. Don't you agree?
Oh, my gosh.
Life insurance won't keep people from dying, John, but it will keep their plans from dying with them.
That's it.
Guys, if you got kids that want to go to college, if you got kids that even want to stay in the house, listen to this. I never met a widow that said her husband had too much life insurance. Have you? You know what I mean? So, guys, this is just powerful conversation that once we get these seeds in our head, if you put them in your head, look at how your perspective changed now on what it is that we do for people. So, another one, whatever reason you may have for not starting this plan now will only sound ridiculous to your widow. Guys, I'm telling you something. Think about, and what we're doing is we're just bringing a reality check. We're trying to get the person to think outside of the box because they're bombarded with things today to take away from their attention, even their attention from the value of what they bring to their family. So think about that. With mortgage insurance, you don't leave your home to chance. You leave it to your family.
That's huge.
You see, people don't know, they don't understand that term mortgage insurance. And so they don't know the difference between what we bring and what the bank bring. They don't know that the bank is portable. They don't know that when they refinance or move, that insurance they got through the bank is gone. All that money's gone. So when you say, with mortgage insurance, if John says, Ralph, tell me, what is mortgage insurance? My response is going to be, John, let's put it this way. Here's your beautiful family right here. With mortgage insurance, you're not going to leave your home to chance. You're going to leave it to your family right here. And that's a great analogy of what mortgage insurance is all about, guys. Now, we're having another conversation, and the wife said, especially this, I can say, John, I was in a house a couple of weeks ago, and I heard a wife say this. Guess what she said? And this was after the death of a father. She said, show me a man who doesn't believe in life insurance and let him die for 5 minutes. That'll change his mind. So sometimes, guys, we have to be taken out of that comfort zone. We have to help people get out of that comfort zone and think. And we're doing this with passion, and we're doing it because we care. You're going to find the most successful people in NAA are the ones with the biggest hearts. Guys, understand something. Another one, it isn't easy to be old and poor, but it's a great deal worse to be both. That's powerful, guys. And I'll end on this one right here, guys. And Dick said it right here. And this is a great one because, Dick said that he got a phone call last week, and it said he got it from a person that said it may be my last call to you. Well, this is a wake-up call that you can use. You say come back in September, John? Okay. Whom should I ask for if you're not here in September, John? And don't say anything. Just listen. When you ask these powerful phrases, don't be in a hurry to open up your mouth to respond.
Yep.
Just be patient and listen. An example, say of the fatherless boy graduating from college. Thanks to life insurance, he doesn't remember his father, but his father certainly remembered him. So you guys, think about this. $200 a month to a widow is worth more than $500 to a wife. Man, guys, when you're sitting at a table and you study things like this every day and you're full of powerful phrases, just imagine what you make yourself worth now, because you have the ability to make people think, and it's how they think. Here's another one. The future will take care of you, John, if you take care of the present. Guys, I tell you something. How do you know that I won't be the last insurance agent you'll ever see? Direct relation to what Dick said last week, what he experienced last week when he was crying on the phone with that dying person. So guys, think, life insurance isn't an added obligation. It's the best means of meeting the obligations you already have. So guys, I tell you something, you know what? I'll share another one, because, I get so excited about these things because they work. And the only reason I incorporate these things in the presentation is because they get results, because we charge people to think. And especially when you say it and you go silent and you give them a moment to think. If you wouldn't like to live the rest of your life on the face amount of your present insurance, why do you expect your wife to? And I'll end with this one here, guys.
Go ahead.
Insurance poor applies now, and it can apply when you're on your deathbed. However, the meanings change completely.
Okay, let me ask this question. I know we're going a little bit, it's 2 o'clock right now, but this is kind of a cool question. Anybody can answer this one. What do you say when you reduce it, when you're trying to find a way to reduce the face value? And I've had clients say this to me, well, if I can't cover it all, then I don't want it. It's just not worth it. How do you get them to change that thought process?
I asked this question. Mary, I know you've got a $450,000 mortgage, but if John doesn't come home because of a car wreck or heart attack in July, I always go 6 months out. If it's July, I go to January.
Okay.
6 months out. If I bring you a check for $250,000, are you going to be mad at me? How do you answer that question? Well, of course not.
Amen. We teach exactly that same, comeback. Say that one more time so that people can write it down.
Mary, I know you've got a $450,000 mortgage, but if John doesn't come home because of a car wreck or a heart attack in July, and I bring you a check for $250,000, are you going to be mad at me?
Wow.
And invariably they say, well, no.
Yep.
And then we drop down to the $250,000, and we point out, now as long as your health hasn't changed. See, Alex, people don't realize this. You buy life insurance with your good health. You pay for it with your hard-earned dollars. As long as your health hasn't changed, we may add more coverage to this incrementally when your budget will allow, not when I need a commission check. So I leave the door open to add to it, but we take care of something that day.
Absolutely.
Ralph, Karen, how would you respond to that?
Absolutely. You're right on it, because that's what you teach in your conference calls. But, it's, guys, always, it's just ridiculous. A half loaf is always better than the no loaf. Always. Every time. In every instance. Always. Let's take nothing that you have here that you say, and let's make something of it.
When you made that comment about, here's another way to come back on that, Alex, when he made the comment about the loaf, this is a phrase I haven't used for a long time. Alex, I know we're not covering the full amount of the mortgage, but a slice of bread to a starving man is worth more than a whole loaf to a rich man.
Absolutely.
And this way we're providing for the family and giving them a place to live. It may not be this place, but they will have a place to live.
The other thing, too, Alex, is, you can give them a year to make a decision whether they want to move, or you can take the choice away from them and have them move out in 90 days.
Absolutely.
A good one that Dick always uses is this house is really a rental with the option to buy, because the 3 missed mortgage payments, they're going to come looking for you. So I also do the same thing. I might get a calculator out and actually look at their monthly mortgage and times it by, however many years that this $50,000 policy. So therefore, when you're bereaving the loss of someone, the last thing you have to think about is how you're going to make your mortgage payment.
Yeah, Harry Green made the comment one time. He said the last thing you want to do is on the way home from the funeral be thinking about where you're going to get boxes.
Well, you just putting it out there, man, keeping it real. This is what this is all about, man, keeping it real to the client, because, look, it's frankly not the most pleasant conversation to talk about, but when you back it up, like I said, with the passion and care that these folks are teaching you, then you will serve them. You will find what they really, really want. And so, hey, we're at the end of the call. I just want to say how honored I am to host this and to have you guys share with, the NAA, because I know that you just made a bunch of people some money, not the least of which is yours truly. And I'm just so fired up, so proud to be in National Agents Alliance and have the quality of people that we have on these conference calls. Gang, tomorrow is our Wednesday, 1 o'clock Eastern Time conference call, national call. Thursday is our 1 o'clock product training call. And you think you got a ton out of this particular call, especially for you new people that are plugging in. Each one has their purpose, and each one has just as much benefit. So